Today, we are going to be checking out new LEGO Star Wars Battle Packs, as well as vintage old school LEGO Star Wars Battle Packs, and comparing the two. Let's do it. I figure let's start ourselves off with the vintage LEGO Star Wars Battle Packs. And the very first one to ever come out was this Clone Troopers Battle Pack, as it was called. And it came with 3 different Clone Trooper variants. So we have the standard shiny Phase 2 Clone Trooper, which is really nice. I mean, this is just a solid figure through and through. I think it still holds up excellently to this day. Then we also have the Shock Trooper right here, who I also think holds up rather nicely. He's a very good clone trooper. And of course we have like a little MG stand for him, which is pretty solid. It's a nice thing when clone trooper battle packs have things that you can have many of them in your army, because after all, they are supposed to be clone army builders. So very nice right here. And then finally, you get your speeder bike. Oh, sorry, shiny clone trooper, that's my B. But this speeder bike is very nice. It comes with the 327th Star Corps Trooper right here, as seen in Order 66. I think that's why they included it, because Episode 3 had just come out, and Aayla Secura getting gunned down is such a famous scene from Order 66, so I think that's why they included the Star Corps in this thing. It's pretty nice. It's got 2 frontal lasers right there and then a back laser. I mean, it's very simplistic. Both of these builds are very primitive for LEGO, but after all, it is the very first LEGO Star Wars Battle Pack, and it remains one of the absolute best LEGO Star Wars Battle Packs to ever exist, in my opinion. So right off the rip here, we're at a beautiful A tier. Then we've got this bad boy right here, which was the Phase 1 LEGO Clone Wars Clone Troopers Battle Pack. And this was really great for army building. So the only distinct figure we get in this is the Clone Trooper Gunner, who is really nice. It's a solid build, but then the rest are all completely the same. So they're all these base standard Phase 1 Clone Troopers who just look really clean. It's a very simplistic design, but I think it pulls it off extremely well, and I really do like it. Now, sort of the difference that you can see here is that you can add the different elements to these guys. So you can add on the different utilities to their helmets. They also give you some pauldrons, commas, skirts, you know, visors. They give you a lot of variation here. So even though underneath it is all the exact same clone trooper, you do get a lot of bang for your buck when it comes to the variants, and I really like that. I think that is a fantastic idea. And then of course you also have the actual build that comes with it, which is this ATRT, which I've always thought looks kind of derpy, and I'm missing one of the flick fire missile sort of cones. Sorry about that, guys. I weirdly ran out of phone storage space right there, which is kind of bizarre. I've never had that happen before, but apparently this video file was too strong. Either way, yeah, it's a very generic build. I've never loved it, but I mean, you can replicate it multiple times in an army. It's an ATRT, so it kind of works. It's just not my absolute favorite. But let's move on to the next clone army builder right here, and this is probably the worst of the vintage clone army builds in my opinion. I mean, there's many more than this, but I decided to get a sample of 4 from both old and new, and this is on the newer old side, but it's still sort of getting to be considered vintage. And it comes with 2 Jedi, and the problem I have with this is these are named Jedi. So we have Ber Safi here, and then Ki Adi Mundi, and the problem with these guys is that if you want an army build, you're gonna have a billion of these 2 Jedi in your army if you buy multiple of these. So it's really obnoxious. Also, you get like a swamp speeder thing here. I think it's actually supposed to be like a mini LAAT gunship, but it's just terrible. This is like one of my least favorite Star Wars battle pack builds, in my opinion. But you do get 2 pretty nice clone troopers. These are newer Phase 1 clone troopers, resembled off of Attack of the Clones. I think they're really solid. I really like these guys, but only getting 2 of them in an army builder is a little bit rough, so it's not fantastic. And then this final one isn't actually a clone army battle pack, but it is a clone army builder, and that's that micro tank right here. This thing used to go for about $10, I believe, MSRP. It now goes for about 60, but this is the only place besides an advent calendar where you can get a phase 2 modern shiny clone trooper, and I just think that's very, very interesting. So these are the vintage clone army builds, and I want you guys to comment down below what you think of them. I think they're fantastic. I really do enjoy vintage clone army building. And then we're gonna head over to the modern builds and compare. Starting us off here, we do have the OG 501st Battle Pack that came out in like 2020. And I really do like this thing. I think it's fantastic. It's not technically a battle pack, but it pretty much is a battle pack. It went for $30, was regularly on sale for about $23, which is just above battle pack price on sale like that. So you get 4 different clone troopers, 3 standard 501st troopers, 1 jetpack trooper. I think it's a great combo right there. Really, really good for army building. Then you get the speeder bike, which is fantastic. It's a solid build. And then another ATRT, which is a little bit more like an ATRT should actually be versus the old school one. But it's still not my favorite. I still think it looks really derpy. I don't know why, but LEGO has just never really nailed an ATRT for me. So it's not my favorite in the slightest. But either way, I think starting off the modern builds, it's really, really solid. Next up, we have another Clone Army Battle Pack that, again, is like not technically a Clone Army Battle Pack, but kind of is. These are, of course, the command station for the Clone Troopers. And it came with 2 Phase 1 Clone Troopers here. And these are interesting because they're sort of a cross between Clone Wars Clone Troopers and Attack of the Clone Troopers. I actually think they look really great, but there's a lot of controversy around them. And then it also came with 1 Clone Trooper Commander right there. Now this thing, I really like. I think it's great. It MSRP'd for $15. It's still technically available, I think. I don't think it's retired yet, but it's retiring this year. But like they haven't been available for like nearly a year, so good luck finding them. They sell for like $30 on eBay now. Comes with a pretty nice weapons rack right there, and then the command station is actually really nice as well. I think build-wise, it's one of my favorites, and figure-wise, it's one of my favorites, and at a pretty good price point. It's pretty much a battle pack, but technically not, so it's in this weird limbo, but I think it's a really solid build. Then we've got the brand new 501st Battle Pack, and I think this is a solid battle pack, but it does kind of leave me a little bit butthurt. I don't think it was a necessary battle pack, to be completely honest with you. We just got a 501st Battle Pack. I'd rather we get another Legion, or ideally a shiny Clone Trooper Legion would be so much better. But either way, you do get 2 of these heavy troopers, 1 specialist trooper, and then 1 officer trooper. And they are based off of the Star Wars Battlefront 2 clone classes, which is kind of neat. I do like that. And I also really like the little AV cannon they give you. I think this is one of the better battle pack builds, so I think it's very solid. These things go regularly on sale for like about $16 right now on Amazon, which is not too bad. These are still very much so available and in production. So I highly recommend picking some up if you do like the design of this, but it's just not my favorite. What I do like a little bit better is going to be this one over here, which is the 332nd Clone Trooper Battle Pack. I think they really nailed it with these Clone Troopers. I think they look great. The helmet hole controversy is still ongoing. It's not the biggest deal in the world to me, but I do agree it does look worse than when they didn't have those helmet holes there. So there's that, but you know, it is what it is. It's just not that big of a deal to me. I do think they kind of screwed up Captain Vaughn. He is not my favorite looking clone trooper, but you can easily just sort of disguise him as another 332nd trooper if you would like. It comes with this small little turret shooter, which I think is just fun little thing, and a pretty decent swamp speeder actually. I do like this swamp speeder design quite a bit. I think it's fairly solid actually. It's not a bad swamp speeder in the slightest, so that is definitely going to be a bonus for me right there. But either way, let me take this off the tripod. Here are all of the brand new Clone Trooper Battle Packs. Let me know which of these is your favorite in the comment section below. I think they're all pretty decent. None of them are terrible. And then here are the old ones, which again, I think they're all pretty decent. I think my favorite old one is going to be the OG right here. And my favorite new one is going to be, actually, honestly, it's probably the command station, weirdly enough. I know it's a bit of a weird one to have as a favorite, but hey, I'm a bizarre guy. So yeah, those are kind of my opinions right there. I do think they're all very solid anyway in their own right. But I do think I would go with modern battle pack collecting over vintage battle pack collecting, just because of the variants and stuff like that. But I do love the vintage ones, and I get a lot of nostalgia for these because I owned these as a kid, and I just absolutely loved them. So guys, let me know in the comments what you guys think of all of these. How would you rate them? You know, what's your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. I'd love to hear it. Either way, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Be sure to click that subscribe button for more content, and hit the notification bell if you'd like to be alerted to whenever I live stream or upload. Thanks so much.